Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sofian Antonius. I am the representative of the State Development Audit Agency of South Sumatra Province. Today, I'd like to present you a brief of my project about the importance of early stunting prevention. The main purpose of this project is to know how stunting prevention works, so the Indonesian can have successors to the nation who are the free from stunting in realizing the Golden Indonesia 2045. For first of all, I explain to you general information about what stunting is. Then, how are the symptoms of stunting? And finally, I will point out the main topics of this presentation. How we can prevent children from stunting, especially in the early age. So that will be the overall of my presentations today. At the end of my presentation, I will try to answer to any question you have. I have a question for all of you. Do you know that the North Korea Army had to lower its height requirement from 5.3 feet in the early 1990s because of the stunting of the younger generation? Yes, because of the food shortage occur in North Korea, impacting the child malnutrition and leads the growth impairment as we call stunting. How about in Indonesia? Based on data from the Ministry of Health in 2021, Indonesia's stunting prevalence rate EPS 24.40%. Although the EPS in the 2021 decreased, the target that must be to of 14% in 2024, according to the 2020 until 2024 RPJMN, and 0% in 2030. So, what stunting really is? Stunting is a disorder of growth and development in children due to chronic malnutrition and recurrent infection, which is a characteristic by their length of head being below standard. It causes body and brain of the stunted children not develop optimally. Furthermore, according to the World Health Organization WHO, stunting is sort of very short based on length, and according to age, which is less than -2 standard deviation. On the WHO growth curve within the golden period of a first 1,000 days of life, hari pertama kehidupan. Are all short children necessarily stunted? The answer is no. You need to know that not all short children are stunted, but stunted children are definitely short. What is the impact if many children in Indonesia are stunted? Problem about stunting is one part of double burden malnutrition, which has a very detrimental impact, not only to the health condition, but also to the economic productivity in the short and long term. In the short term, stunting is related to development of brain cells, which will eventually cause the level of intelligence to be suboptimal and growth failure. In the long term, can cause metabolic disorders in adulthood that can increase the risk of non-communicable diseases, such as diabetes, obesity, stroke, heart disease, and so on. This means that stunted children can ultimately reduce productivity and inhibits economic growth. It has the potential to cause losses every year with a decreases of 2 until 3% of GDP. Therefore, the problem of stunting is not a trivial matter that can be underestimated. Within the framework of developing the quality of human resources to achieve the vision of Indonesia in 2045, and to achieve the target set by the President in Presidential Regulation number 72 of 2021 concerning the acceleration of reducing stunting of by 14% in 2024. The way to prevent stunting is to know the symptoms that appear in children, especially in early age. Some symptoms is stunting that should be aware are: first, short body and less weight is far below the ideal weight from children according to the Ministry of Health and WHO. Second, child easily sick. Children who experience stunting tend to have a decreased immune system. Third, late teething in child. Delayed tooth growth can be triggered by disorders in gums. Fourth, poor learning ability. Children are difficult in concentrating, decreased memory, inaccuracy, delayed speech, and delayed thinking. At last, behavioral disorders. Malnutrition inhibits brain development. This leads directly to my next point. Stunting can be prevented before the child reaches the age of 2 years, especially as a parent itself. Here are some ways to prevent stunting that parents can apply. First, fulfill nutritional needs, not only during pregnancy, but also far before that. The focus of intervention also needs to target teenage girls. While still a teenager, it's necessary to carry out anemia screening and consume iron supplements. During pregnancy, it is recommended to routinely check the pregnancy condition. Pregnant women also need to meet good nutritional intake during pregnancy, especially iron, folic acid, and iodine must be sufficient. Second, give exclusive breastfeeding and combine with healthy MPASI. Immediately after the baby is born, can carry out exclusive breastfeeding until the age of 6 months and continue with healthy and nutrition MPASI. Carry out regular growth and development monitoring to the health center Puskesmas to monitor the growth. Also, don't forget to give immunization by the government so that children are protected from various diseases. And the last and most important thing is implementing a clean and healthy lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, is everyone still with me? So, to sum up, stunting is a disorder of growth and development in children. Prevention efforts to overcome stunting are the main thing to do. We certainly want to see our children grow into a healthy citizen and become leader of Indonesia in the future. In conclusion, Indonesia's future depends on the quality of human resources and fortification. Has proven to be a cost-effective intervention to support the strengthening of these human resources. Stunting can be prevented before child reaches the age of 2 years. In my opinion, each of separate stunting reduction intervention result in a less than optimal coverage rate. The reasons APS in Indonesia are still high is because millions of thousands today households have not access to the complete intervention package. This program requires much better planning and budgeting, especially at the district level, so that interventions are not carried out individually, but in a more coordinated manner, so that children can have optimal growth and development. I'd like to finish with a quote. The first wealth is health, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Health is a human right. No one should get sick and die just because they are poor or because they cannot access the health services they need. Winston Churchill once said that healthy citizens are the greatest assets any country can have. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I hope you have found it informative and interesting. Now, I would like to hear from you. Do you have any question or comment about my topics? So, who would like to go first? Any question or comments? Thank you for your patience. That's all my presentation today. If there are any shortcomings, I apologize profusely. Hopefully, what I convey is useful for myself and many people in particular. Good afternoon and thank you.